Hey guys, this is your host Thomas Tyree here from On the Hot Podcast. Today I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the sport of wrestling inside the WWE world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be sharing my WWE Vengeance, NXT Vengeance Day PLE card predictions. So I'll be sharing all 6 of the NXT Vengeance Day matches that will take place on this premium live event. But there's one quick side note that I'm going to throw in this video that changed the landscape of the NXT roster. And that's what happened towards the end of NXT a few nights ago. That being the clutch free agent signing of Ricky Starks joining the WWE. So I'm going to get into that right here, right now. This was a clutch free agent signing by the WWE to get Ricky Starks to join the WWE, and I think he's going to be a tremendous talent that is going to be an X factor, a part of sports entertainment for years and years to come. Ricky Starks fits the bill and everything you want in a sports entertainer. He's got the wrestling down pat. He has the charisma. He has the promo skills, great mic skills. He can be a good heel or a good face. He could be a really good character no matter where you want to throw him in the field of wrestling. So, and we've seen Ricky Starks, in his time at AEW, he did have times where he shined. He was a former World Tag Team Champion in AEW. CM Punk viewed him as a big star in AEW when CM Punk had creative control over AEW Collision, pushed Ricky Starks on that Saturday night show to the moon. But the fact that Ricky Starks is no longer a big fish in a small pond, being in AEW, in my opinion, a wrestling company that a lot of people really don't care about, and that's the God honest truth. He goes to the WWE where he could benefit in the sports entertainment field. Once he gets out of NXT and goes to Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown, he's going to be a difference maker. But he's going to be a difference maker here on NXT as well, because he could get that Ethan Page treatment where the first few matches you strap a rocket to him and you put championship gold on him, whether that's the North American title or the NXT title. This is a bona fide free agent move that the WWE is going to be proud of for years and years to come. Mark my words, Ricky Starks is a tremendous talent. But let's get into the PLE card. So on this card, you're going to have a lot of championship matches and a lot of matches that could be the deciding factor for NXT moving forward. Kicking off with the NXT Championship being online here. Femi versus Grayson Waller versus Austin Theory in a triple threat match here. Now, I like the fact that Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are finally teasing the fact that they're going to break up as a tag team. This should have been done a long time ago by the WWE because of how talented Austin Theory and Grayson Waller are. Whether it's Austin Theory or Grayson Waller turning on each other, they have reached their course. They're former tag team champions. They will benefit being single stars moving forward. Obviously, we know Austin Theory, former Mr. Money in Bank, former United States champion, defeated several world champions. Grayson Waller can be that itching heel factor that you need him to be in that main event slot one day. But the fact that they went down to NXT to elevate a up-and-coming rising star like Femi, I really like that. And like I said, I love the tease here because it seems like Austin Theory and Grayson Waller really want to become the NXT champion, but they seem like they are fooling Femi and baiting him into believing that they're going to turn against each other, which we could see for a good chunk of this match that this will be a 2-on-1 handicap match until Austin Theory and Grayson Waller really want to get their hands on the NXT title, which we will see them turn their back on each other, I do believe, at some point in the triple threat match. But I think it's going to be one hell of a match, and I think Femi is going to successfully retain his NXT title here. And the story moving forward is a who turns on who. I think Grayson Waller is going to turn on Austin Theory to give Austin Theory a babyface role, and we could see that potential match between Theory and Waller at WrestleMania this year. So Femi is going to retain the title here. Now, next match on the card, you have Julia versus Bayley versus Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade in a fatal four-way match for the women's NXT women's title. Now, this match is loaded with talent. Fatal four-way. I mean, you have the young, up-and-coming stars that have helped the NXT women's division arguably be the greatest women's roster in all of wrestling today. I'm talking about Julia, who came over from Japan, made an impact, and now has the NXT Women's Championship. Roxanne Perez looks like the next big thing in women's wrestling. Two-time NXT champion, has done a tremendous job on this brand. Cora Jade, I think she has potential. She's still growing, but I think she has potential. And then Bayley, being one of the 4 horsewoman Grand Slam champion, has done it all. This has all the combustible elements to be in a great fatal 4-way match. The only thing I have a problem with is the fact that Cora Jade was added last second due to the fact that Roxanne Perez and Bayley's rivalry has really overshadowed the NXT champion, that being Julia, and the NXT Women's Championship. It really feels like this feud, or this title match, is really is all about Roxanne Perez and Bayley, because of how much they've been feuding with each other, and Bayley coming back down to NXT because of Roxanne Perez. It just feels like Julia is thrown into the mix, and now you're just throwing Cora Jade. So I feel like Shawn Michaels and the NXT are going to have to make Julia feel like a bigger threat as the NXT Women's Champion at this particular point. But this is going to be a fun fatal 4-way match. Give me Julia to successfully retain her NXT Women's Championship here. She's going to get that marquee win on her resume and build towards being a great NXT Women's Champion by defeating Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, and Bayley in this fatal 4-way match. I do believe this will probably be the last match that Roxanne Perez wrestles on NXT for a while, as I believe she is already on the Monday Night Raw women's roster. It's only a matter of when they're going to use her. So, next match on the card, we have Fallon Henley versus Stephanie Vauquer for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Now, it seems like Fallon Henley's, as I get tongue-tied, her North American title reign has not been strong, and she's had the title since NXT Halloween Havoc. That has been since October, and she really only has had, to my knowledge, she has only had 3 title defenses, TV title defenses, which you need more for a title that you're still trying to establish as an importance. The fact that, in a way that Kalani Jordan, the first ever Women's North American Champion, did. So it seems like Fallon Henley is now the leader of a knockoff Toxic Attraction, a stable that we seen years ago when Mandy Rose and Jordan Gracie, JC Jane, excuse me, and Gigi. That was a stable that we saw in NXT 2.0 a few years ago. So I don't want to see that again. I want to see fresh new things. But that's what comes to my mind when I see Fallon Henley as the leader of this group. But meanwhile, Stephanie Vauquer has been one of the diamond pieces, I should say, in this women's division, helping this women's division be arguably the greatest women's division in wrestling today. And she's been hot on the scene since she's debuted to the WWE. Obviously, we know the time that she did elsewhere, but she is helping this division grow. And I feel like this is the perfect time to pull the trigger and let Stephanie Vauquer become the new NXT Women's North American Champion. Take this title to new heights and new levels in the mid-card scene for the women's division, because there's a lot of feuds that she can have with this title. I think this is the perfect time to take the title off of Fallon Henley and put the title on Stephanie Vauquer here at NXT Vengeance Day. So next match, you have Trick Williams versus Eddie Thorpe in a strap match. Now, NXT has rolled the dice putting Eddie Thorpe in the NXT main event scene. Maybe it's something that Shawn Michaels and the rest of the NXT executives see in Eddie Thorpe, but they're rolling the dice here and trying to push him and push the audience to believe that Eddie Thorpe is a legitimate main event threat, because he's already had 2 NXT title matches this year, that being at NXT New Year's Evil, where he was unsuccessful in the triple threat match. Then a few weeks ago, he lost against Obafemi on NXT with the NXT title. So they're trying to show us that he can be a legitimate threat at this main event scene. But the strap match comes here because the fact that we know that Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe, they've had a growing rivalry going on. And the fact that Eddie Thorpe cannot handle the fact that he failed twice at capturing the NXT title. And that's what led to him attacking Trick Williams with a strap a few weeks ago on NXT. That's why we're getting this match. But I feel like this could be a back and forth match. I don't know who's going to be the winner. I can predict, but I don't know. I think it go either way. I mean, you go the route of Trick Williams winning this match, or you go the route of Eddie Thorpe getting his biggest win on NXT to make us believe that he is a legitimate threat of this NXT division. I'm going to go the route and say Trick Williams, because Trick Williams' time is almost up in NXT. I feel like after WrestleMania is going to get called to the main roster. They either compete on Monday nights for Raw or Friday nights for SmackDown. So you could have Trick Williams win this match and then face Obafemi for the NXT Championship on NXT or for WrestleMania weekend and NXT TakeOver. Or you could have Eddie Thorpe pick up the biggest win of his NXT career here and you build a star. So they can go either way here, but I'm going to go with Trick Williams winning the match. Next match and or not the final match on here. The next match will be Fraxium versus Josh Briggs and Inamura for the NXT Tag Team titles. Now, Fraxium has been one of the best tag teams in the WWE, hands down on all three brands. Hell, I think Fraxium was the greatest tag team in all the tag team wrestling across the board in all wrestling promotions last year. That's how special Axiom and Nathan Fraser have been together. Meanwhile, Josh Briggs and Inamura, they've built this, I don't want to say crazy tag team, but it feels like that it was put together strangely. So I would have personally benefited seeing Josh Briggs in the mid-card team rather than a put-together tag team. But here we are. Josh Briggs and Inamura did pick up a big triple threat tag team victory on NXT a few nights ago, which set up for Fraxium wanting to defend their tag team titles against the Josh Briggs and Inamura at NXT Vengeance Day. So here we are. I think Fraxium can work well with anyone, and I think Fraxium's going to retain their NXT tag team titles here. It's crazy to think that we wanted Axiom and Nathan Fraser to break up as a tag team a few months ago, but I'm enjoying this course, enjoying this run, and I don't want them to break up as a tag team anytime soon, because the minute they drop the NXT tag team titles, I want to see them compete in the tag team division. They could really benefit from a dead tag team division on Monday Night Raw that needs some tag teams to step up to the Viking Raiders. So I think Fraxium will retain here, but I'm enjoying the tag team of them. And the final match on the card, it will be Javon Evans versus Ethan Page. Now, the story is there. It's starting to take some time to build on me, but you can tell the presentation is there. With back in December, Ethan Page lost several championship opportunities, failed to regain the NXT title, and failed to win the NXT North America title against Tony D'Angelo. And the story was Ethan Page losing confidence in his wrestling abilities and questioning, does he belong in NXT? So that night on NXT, that brought Ethan Page and Javon Evans together to break down a great promo in the ring. And they had a great promo, which led to Ethan Page attacking Javon Evans, losing his cool, losing his temper, and emotions were running high. And you had the chair shot where Javon Evans had the chair on his neck and Ethan Page stepped down, and we all know that Javon Evans was coughing up blood. That spot was to make Ethan Page look strong. So months later, they sold over the months and over the weeks, they sold that Javon Evans was he was unclear to compete in NXT with a broken jaw, storyline wise. So this has led us to this match for NXT Vengeance Day. I think Javon Evans is going to pick up the win against Ethan Page. That should be a good match, but I think the rivalry doesn't end here. I think the rivalry will continue after NXT Vengeance Day with having several more matches in the rivalry between Javon Evans and Ethan Page, but I think Javon Evans will defeat Ethan Page on NXT Vengeance Day this Saturday. But that is my NXT Vengeance Day PLE predictions. That is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off, and I'll see you guys on next week's episode.